My dad told me to earn respect. Then I lost mine completely. I grew up thinking respect was something you had to win. Like a trophy my dad kept on a shelf I could never reach. He'd tell me, "Don't talk back if you haven't earned your stripes," whenever I tried to stand up for myself. I thought that was discipline. Now I know it was control. He was old school, raised his voice before he raised a hand, but his words cut deeper than any slap could. "You're soft," he'd say when I showed emotion. "Be a man." When I got my first job at a diner, I was proud. I worked long shifts after school, saving every tip. I came home one night to tell him I'd paid my own phone bill. He looked up from the couch, beer in hand, and said, "You want a medal for doing what you're supposed to?" That hurt, but I stayed quiet, because I was taught silence was respect. Things changed the night my mom ended up in the hospital. She'd fainted from exhaustion after working double shifts. I rushed to her bedside, but my dad didn't show up until the next day, reeking of liquor. I asked where he was, and he said, "I needed a break. She's fine." I lost it. Years of swallowed words boiled over. "You talk about earning respect, but what have you done to deserve any?" His face twisted in disbelief. "Watch your tone," he barked. "You don't talk to me like that." "Why not?" I asked. "Because you're my father, or because you think yelling makes you right?" For once, he had no answer, just silence. My mom's weak voice broke it. "He's right." He stormed out of the room. That was the last time we really spoke. Weeks later, I came home from school to find him sitting at the kitchen table, staring at an old photo of us fishing when I was 8. "You think I'm a bad father?" he asked quietly. I wanted to say no, to make peace, but the truth sat heavy in my chest. "I think you forgot what respect really means," I said. "You can't demand it. You have to give it." He didn't reply, just nodded slowly. When I left for college, he didn't hug me goodbye, just said, "Take care of your mother." Years later, I visited home after Mom's funeral. The house felt smaller, quieter. He was in the backyard, older, softer. He looked at me like he wanted to say something, but the words never came. I placed a folded note on the table before I left. It read, "Respect isn't earned through fear. It's kept through love." He called a week later. His voice cracked when he said, "I finally understand." But by then, the version of him I needed growing up was long gone. I respected the lesson, but not the man who taught. The truth is, respect wasn't something I ever had to earn. It was something I deserved as a son. Every child does. But my father confused fear with respect, silence with obedience, and distance with authority. For years, I tried to live by his rule. Never show weakness, never question him, never expect tenderness. But all that did was build a wall between us so tall we couldn't see each other anymore. I used to think I wanted an apology. Now I just wish he'd listen. When I had my own son, I promised myself I'd be different. I tell him, "I'm proud of you every chance I get." I let him cry when he's hurt, laugh when he's loud, speak up when he disagrees. Because that's how you teach respect. You model it. You don't break someone down and call it strength. You lift them up and show them love. Sometimes I still catch myself hearing my dad's voice in my head. "Earn respect." But now I answer back, "No, Dad, you build it." And maybe that's what healing really is. Not forgiving what broke you, but making sure you never pass that pain forward.